Hi everybody, it's your girl Jean. How you doing today? Well, it's dinner time. So I decided to sit down and share my dinner with you guys today. And before we get started, let's give thanks. Amen. Amen. So how was your day today? I would like to share a word with you before we get started. And it says, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. So continue to do good to others. I know sometimes you say, I'm always doing good and people do me wrong, and I'm tired of it. But you just have to keep on being who you are. You got that good heart, you got that sharing heart, you got that caring heart. Then you have to continue to do good, regardless of what anybody else do. Don't give up. Okay? Today I had a taste for a beef roast. So I went out. My brother was driving me around yesterday, and I told him I wanted a beef roast, and I knew which store had them. And so we went, and I only buy chuck roast. I only buy chuck roast. Chuck roast is so good. I love it. Mm, making a mess. And I cooked it for about 5 hours, so it is so tender. When I broke it up with my spoon. I didn't even have to get a knife and cut it, and I just broke me some off with my spoon. It was so tender. And I decided to fix me some mashed potatoes with it. And it seems to be a glare. Let me see, can I get rid of that glare? I know my back window, the angle that I'm sitting at, and my window is the sun is shining through, so it's a glare. How about that? You think there's this much clearer? Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me see, can I get some of the glare off? It still seems like it's such a big glare, but we're gonna go on. Mm, mm. What are you guys eating for dinner today? I thought about fixing me some greens, but I fixed me a little bit of string beans because I went to see my mother yesterday. She was cleaning greens, and she was cleaning turnip greens, and I love turnip greens, especially my mom greens. So my sister bought me a plate back, and I'm gonna share that plate with you all tomorrow. But we're gonna dive into this today, okay? All righty. Mm. How did you all spend your Sunday? Did you go to church today, or did you watch it over television or social media? Mm. This is so good, y'all. Mm. I wish I could share it with you. I decided to make me a corn muffin. I like cornbread with beef. Mm. Mm, that is so good. Mm. I think I'm hungrier than I thought I was. I was so busy doing things around the apartment today. I didn't even think about eating anything. One thing about it, you keep busy, you'll lose weight. Hmm. Did you call someone today just to say hello? Did you call someone to inquire how they are doing? People that you know are sick or elderly and alone. Pick up the phone sometime and just say hi. Just tell them I just want to say hi to you. I just want to check and see how you doing. You were on my mind. And if you know the word of prayer, have prayer with them. You don't have to keep them long and talk their ears off. But some people will appreciate, you having them on your mind and thinking about them. I am so grateful, so grateful for the people in my life who are just so kind and generous to me. I don't even have to ask sometimes. They will ask me, is there anything that you need, anything you like for me to do? And one of the things that I love about my sisters, I have a large family, but my sisters here that I'm around all the time, dealing with a lot of sicknesses like I do, when I'm really down, and they will be shopping and they'll go to a store, they'll go somewhere, and they just call me and they'll say, I'm at BJ's, do you need anything? I'm at Farm Fresh, do you need anything? I'm at Walmart, do you need anything? And even though I don't, or if I do, and they will bring it to me and I will go to pay them, and they said, no, 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 that's okay, that's okay. And I mean, it's just like, you know they have kind hearts. They are like that with everybody, all three of them here. They are well liked by their friends and co-workers and church members and stuff, because that's the heart that they have. And it is so appreciative, especially because I live by myself, and sometimes I'm in so much pain. I'm not a complainer, and so it makes my mom, like, she'll ask me how I'm doing, and I said, all right. And she said, what that mean? What all right mean? How you doing? And I just say all right. I don't, usually, complain, because I'm still here. It was many times that I was supposed to be counted out, and the devil thought I was leaving here. And God just kept me, and he sustained me. And I went through a lot. I went through the pain, went through the sicknesses and different things like that. So it's such a blessing for them to pick up the phone and call me. And my best friend Rhonda, she called to see how I'm doing, to see is there anything that I need. And one thing I like about her families, her two children and her mother, her mother would call me and see how I'm doing. So it's good to, you know, be on people's minds that, they can pick up the phone and just say hi, just say a prayer with you. And it means so much to people. You don't always have to give. It's not always about, well, for some people it is. They always got their hand out for something. But a lot of times it's not about giving. It's just the thought of, just being thought of. And I have so many people that just they think about me and they call me and they say, well, you was on my mind, so I called to see, how you were doing. and we just get to talking. We just get to talking. But if it's a real rough day, they'll say, I'll let you go back to sleep, and let me know if you need anything. And so it just means so much. And if you know of a neighbor, a family member, a church member, a friend, to just call them and ask them, how they doing? How you doing? Just called, and is there anything that you need for me to do? And pray with them if that's what you do. If you don't know prayer, or if you don't have a belief like that, but just to let them know that you're there. And if it's any small thing that they need, and you can help them, do that, because some people may need their medications, and they don't really have a way. They may ask you to, could you pick up my meds, and different things like that. And it does your heart so good. It would not only help them and make them feel good, but it will help you to feel good about yourself, knowing that you care so much about other people, because we can see people, you can see someone that walk around with a smile on their face, but deep down inside, once they get home behind closed doors and dealing with issues and stuff, and they just hurting, they depressed, and they bewildered about life. And so just always ask people how they doing. Smile at them, smile at them, speak to them. And that makes you don't know, that makes a great difference. A lot of people don't want to walk around seeing all these gloomy faces, all these fuss budgets, and sometimes some people, every time you see them, they fussing about something, and they, because I know with me, I'm just not a drama person. I like peace, honey. I'm gonna tell you, I'm at a point in my life where I don't have those issues to worry about anything, because I won't. And I tell God, help keep my mind, help me to be contented. And so anything that anybody say or anything, and to just be able to smile and just keep going, because being angry and carrying a lot of hurt and stuff, it does things to you. And so a lot of times we have to learn how to put that away, lay it away, and don't carry, burdens and heavy weights around. And it's more easier said than done. Trust me, I know that. But you have to try. And when you try, when you see that you don't let things bother you like you used to, and you're gonna be feel so much more contented and so much more happier, that you'll be like, "Ugh, why didn't I just, long ago, just let stuff roll off me now, then like I do now. And so, but as far as we are concerned, we ought to be able to be that shining light for somebody. If you just hug them, if you just give them a smile. I remember one time I was with a couple of friends of mine, and we were out, and we were going to the 7-Eleven, and we encountered a homeless man, and he was dirty, he was smelly, and he was asking everybody for money to get something to eat, and people was bypassing him, and some would even cuss him out. And I'm pulling up and I'm watching. So we get out, and so my friends, they walked on into the store, and I said, what you need? And he said, I don't care, ma'am. He said, I'm just hungry. So I said, well, come on in the store, and whatever you pick out, I get it for you. He said, oh, no, they're not going to let me in the store. They told me I can't come in the store. So I was like, okay. So I said, I went in, and I got him a couple of hot dogs. I got him some water, and I got him some chips. And so I came out and I gave him that. And I slipped him $5, which wasn't much. I spend that on junk food. So I slipped him $5. And so he was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so he just looked so pitiful, y'all. He just looked so lost and he just looked so sad. And he went to sit down so he could eat. And he was actually hungry because sometimes we know we got some scammers out there and they just want money to buy their drugs and their alcohol. But he was hungry because if you would have seen the way he was devouring that hot dog, I was like, ooh, slow down for you choke, slow down for you choke. And so I was just like, oh my God, Lord. And I said, can I pray for you? And he said, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. And he was still eating, but he was sitting there. He said, yes, ma'am. So I told my friends they had got in the car, and I'm looking at them because they ministry workers, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, come over here so we could pray for this young man. And so they got out the car, and so they came over, and usually I'll hold hands with them, but he was eating. This man was hungry. And so we just started praying for him. And in the midst of praying for him, he looked up. He was looking at the three of us. And he just started crying. And this was a grown man. I guess you couldn't really tell because of the way he looked. You really couldn't tell how old he was. So I'm not even going to guess how old he was because you couldn't tell, you couldn't really tell how old he was. And so he said, thank y'all. He said, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. And so, we told him, regardless of the situation that you in, have faith that God gonna bring you out and he's gonna turn it around for you. And he said, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. So when I got ready to go to the car, I thought about it. I said, I bet you nobody has given this a man a hug in years. And I said, could I give you a hug? And he looked at me and he said, yes, ma'am. And I gave him a hug. And this man started crying like a baby. And it just touched me so, that there are lives out here that this is the way that they live. And I can't imagine that. I never lived in a mansion. I never lived in a big fine home. But we had nice roof over our head. We had a nice house. We had plenty of food to eat. Both my parents worked, and we went to school, and just different things that we take for granted. That somebody like him would just like. It'll be like living in a mansion for this person. And so after he kind of calmed down, and I told him, I said, it's gonna be all right. And I said, I'm gonna look for you when I come in this area again. I said, if you ever hungry, I said, you come to the store. I said, you look for me, and hopefully we'll run into each other again. And I think I ran into him about a couple of more times. After that, I never saw him again. But each time I ran into him, I, bought him something to eat. And so it's like we can't, I just see so many people mistreat people because they don't have that trust. They think all of them just out to scam. They just want something so they can get their drugs and get their alcohol. Or they not getting my money. But you got to be careful because we know what the words say. It could be an angel that you are unaware of. So you got to be kind to people. You got to treat them like you would want them to treat you because you don't never know what circumstance you're going to be in. I know we say, oh, I ain't going to never be that way. That ain't going to never happen. Never say never because situations could happen for you and you will find yourself in that same situation as that young man. And you will want somebody to help you and treat you right, not call you out of your name and act like you so disgusting they can't come near you. Now, trust me, when I got in the car, I was smelling. My friends was like, girl, what in the world? And they was like, but we kind of, we joked it off and I went home and I, showered and everything. And so, because we wasn't going in there, we were just hanging out that day. And so we wasn't going anywhere in particular. So I just showered, and we were supposed to be going out to eat, and I just ended up fixing something, so it was fine. It was fine, and that's the way it is. That's the way it is, and that's what we have to do. Look beyond the obvious sometimes, you know, and think about the heart. Think about the heart and treat people right. Call someone today. Just say hi. If you haven't talked to your parents, you haven't talked to a sibling, or aunt, uncle, grandparents, cousin, just pick the phone up and say, I just want to say hi and let you know that I love you. You was on my mind. And that's all you have to do is just that simple. It's not a big thing. It's not a hard thing to be kind and caring and loving. You understand? It takes more energy to be mad and angry and hateful and to do bad things. So I want to thank you all for joining me this evening, and I'll be back later with another video. I want you to share, like, and subscribe to my channel. It's your girl Jean. Tell everybody about me. Tell them if they want to hear an encouraging word. If it's anything that you would like me to pray for, you can go to my email, which is revhaley1@yahoo.com. That's REVHAILEY, the number 1, at yahoo.com. Thank you for watching. Love you guys. Be blessed.